Hi guys, I'm not someone who supports the likes of CBEs or MBEs, but if you're giving out honours like this, can we please nominate Victoria Derbyshire, the BBC journalist? She had on the right honourable gentleman from the 19th century, Jacob Rees-Mogg, who voted for a bill that he had complained about as being unworkable. Now, before the vote on Wednesday, Mogg and others had hinted or proclaimed that the Rwanda bill was too weak to vote for. But at the last minute, following failures to amendments to it, ended up voting for it. This hypocrisy was presented to Jacob. Have a listen.
But in the end, you voted for a bill that you have already told people will not work.
This is completely consistent because it has because compared to where we were when we had the judgment from the Supreme Court, which we knew couldn't work. So what I've said is an expression of opinion, from the fact of something that wouldn't work, to an opinion that I think this is less likely to work than an amended bill, to a bill that I hope will work, but it's better than remaining with the status quo. Okay. That must be sensible. And
do you think this bill will now suddenly stop the boats then?
I don't think it will work speedily because I think we will have more appeals.
Will it stop the boats?
It depends on your time frame. I think it's...
If
you're talking about between now and a general election, I think it is unlikely we will see flights going before an election.
Will it stop the boats?
If flights go, it will stop the boats. But as I don't think flights will go, I think it will be very difficult to stop the boats without the strengthenings that I was supporting.
So it's not going to work, well, and you voted for it.
I hope it will work.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
What a charlatan this guy is. Slippery and a charlatan. It's like Brexit, when he was saying before the Brexit referendum there'll be wonderful sunlit uplands, and then the sunlit uplands didn't arrive. He was saying, well, we didn't actually promise sunlit uplands. We promised that things wouldn't be as bad as they were before. But then he had to turn around and say, well, people actually understood that things would get worse. Anyway, this is Jacob Rees-Mogg to a T, promising something and then it not actually arriving. Or in the case of Rwanda, arguing against it, and then when forced to, well, do I bring down the government? No, I'll actually go along with this bill after all. And I said this before in another video, this is about grandstanding. He was trying to present to his constituents, I was on your side. I am dealing with the issues of immigration. I care about this. You know, we rebels are standing up to the government. We don't believe Rishi Sunak is going far enough. But then when they realised that if they voted against it, it could bring down the government or put them in a position where they'd have to have a vote of confidence in Rishi Sunak, then they pulled their horns back in. They realised, okay, we can't actually go that far. So on the one hand, in the House of Commons, they were grandstanding, showing off how we really care about our constituents, we care about immigration, we care about stopping the boats, we care about sending people to Rwanda. But then when it came to the vote itself, they, of course, went along with the party. I keep saying this, they'll put themselves and the party first. And I think many of them realise that this Rwanda policy is unworkable, even in its current state. It's not going to send people to that country. There are no flights available. Airlines have refused to get involved. They don't want the damage done to their reputations. And even if you were to get the flights moving, we're talking about 200 people at the end of the day. So this policy is not going to work. It's not going to be implemented. And a few Tories, right-wingers in the Conservative Party, wanted to show off to their constituents ahead of a general election that they're standing up to the government, standing up to the blob or whatever, in order to try and save their seats. It's pretty pathetic. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.